Hey, what's up, guys? All right, so new Rocket Split, Vintage Packs on the move, Snorlax close, Destined Rivals close. That's true. Here we are. We're talking about the breaks in the title. I wonder if we should have a better title. All right. Add here. Oops. Here we're going live for Wednesday. Wait, is today Thursday or Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. This should say Tuesday night. Alex got that wrong. For Wednesday day. Thought it was Wednesday. All right, here we are. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the daytime stream. It's me, Mr. TCC. How's it going, everybody? Whoa, I got a lot of emails. Some of them looking pretty important, actually. All right, let's jump over here to Instagram. Pokemon enforces facial recognition. Wow. All right. Somebody bought that rocket ball. That's cool. Looks like Mike's side made a video out of it. We're going to delete this and pop this in there. All right, let's head over to Facebook. Hey, yo. Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, what's up? It's another day. We're live every single day. That's a lot of work being live every day, you know? It is. We've been going hard for 7 years, guys. How many days do you think I've missed this year? You think I've probably taken about 5 days off for the entire year, don't you think? 5 to 6 days for the entire year. So we're 7 months in, and I've had about 6 off days. Wouldn't you say? That's pretty good. That's a good record. Hard to do that. It takes dedication. It's like a video game I'm playing, and I really like the game. God damn. Facebook's running slow, man.
We got some brain.
Hey. I'm just trying to change the comments. There you go. Crazy.
We got some.
I did it again. All right, let me delete this. Delete.
Some brand new card sets in. We've got
That's me.
And this is Weiss.
Weird. I don't know why it's doing that. It's like trying to open up the video itself, which I don't want it to do that. All right, so that's done with Facebook. We're done with Facebook. Good. I believe the ads are already turned on. Good. They're automatically turning ads for me now. You know, it wasn't doing that earlier, and I didn't change any settings. So YouTube's got some auto method for that. All right, we've got the website. Time to pin the website. Andy Man's here. What's up, Andy Man? Last night we had the gym challenge pack go off. All right, now let's take a look at these emails. PSA payout. Okay, most of these are fine. What's this? What did I order here? Oh, Pal World. Pal World is on the way, everybody. Pal World is shipping right now. Let's see. I'm going to mark this unread. Got a lot of emails from the real estate agent. We're going to be selling our other home. We don't want to be... Let me delete this. What's this? Okay, I got some accounting questions. All right. I gotta be careful with all this. All right, and what is this? Dude, all I do is read emails about taxation and accounting. It's horrible. Mr. Ivan sent me an email for degree grading. Degree grading. They got their own color. Their color is green. Or maybe not. It looks like they got a couple colors. You know, we could test out degree grading and just give them a review. I don't know how well they would sell, but you know, because there's always SGC. SGC is a pretty secure, pretty well-known grading company. We are. But you know, with the you know, PSA, CGC, BGS, with them all backed up really bad, it might be time to give a new guy a try, just a little guy. I remember one time we did a GMA review, and that got a lot of views. Oh, excuse me. The hiccups. The burps. I had some fish for breakfast today. What'd you guys eat? Ooh. All right, so Mr. Shahir wants 2 boxes of the Chinese Terror Festival. Hell yeah, dude. All right, so you're going after that exclusive Sylveon. Boom. First order of the day is huge. It's Mr. Shahir. SGC slabs look bad. I don't know what to tell you. They're one of the most secure, legit companies. Owned by PSA, by the way. They're not, you know, they're not new little guys. They are the real deal. With baseball cards that have sold $5 million in their holders, and they started their work a really long time ago. So, yeah, you're right. The holder might not be popular, but the grading service itself is reputable. It says a lot to think that all that matters is the style of the plastic slab, you know, like, you know what I mean? PSA has a monopoly because they own SGC and BGS. Yeah, so PSA didn't accidentally buy SGC. They said, what's the best companies out there? And they said, well, it's SGC and it's BGS. So that's what happened. So they bought those two. So, you know, the new extra company probably should be SGC. I tell you what, let's go right over here and take a look at SGC grading right now. See what's going on with them. We just might have to do an SGC submission. All right. I'm going to log in. I already have an account with them. I've done multiple grades with them. I didn't keep doing it because it didn't seem necessary. Yeah, their grading's not too expensive. They say their turnaround time is 75 days. Wow, that's 2.5 months. Wow. Wow, okay. All right, but their cost of grading is pretty similar to everyone else's. I'm going to add them to the menu, I guess. So we're coming up here. BGS is down there. Let's get SGC on the menu. SGC shall be $30. All right, for now it's 30, okay? CGC 28, SGC 30, BGS 35. BGS is tricky because when you actually submit your card onto their website, they then upcharge you for insurance. So when they give you a price, they're not really telling you the real price. The real price, plus if you get a good grade like a pristine or a black label, which you assume that you want that, unless you already prepaid for those, they will then do another upcharge. So BGS is sneakily more expensive. PSA is technically not unavailable. PSA grading is just really expensive now. Maybe we should update PSA grading. You might pull a really expensive card and want to grade it with PSA anyways. The thing is, if it's just you shipping by yourself, that gets really expensive because you got to pay all the shipping and all the return shipping, and that could be like $25 both ways. So 25 over there, 25 back. And then, of course, I still want a little fee for doing the work. I don't want to do it for free. If I'm going to do it for free, I'm going to let you do it. All right, so they've got their regular grading. Wow, it is super expensive. Let's test it out. Sorry, Mr. Shahir, I'm just going to test this out on your turn. So let's try putting in Mega Charizard, I guess. All right. Okay, this will work. So we'll put in a Mega Charizard. We'll hit save. And then proceed to checkout. So their shipping is $20. So shipping is $20. That's right. So then I also do about $20 of shipping for the same card. It will cost about $20 in insurance. So it's 20 plus 20 plus 80 plus, I want to get paid $10 to do this. Okay, so that's $130, and then we estimate about 9% taxes. Give me a second. It's about $11 taxes. So it'd be about $141. I'm going to include a $2 for materials. So it's about $143. So I'll go add that to the menu. PSA 143. PSA is back on the menu for a lot of money. All right. So now we have SGC as an option. We have BGS, CGC, TCCG for 40 bucks. I cost more than the other places because I don't necessarily want that work. All right. Why don't they upgrade their slabs? They're hideous. Sometimes I find really good SGC deals. You got to adapt, man. Like when demand is this high, might be time to try out other companies instead of getting hosed down in the hype. I bought some SGC slabs and they're probably performing really well for me right now. Like the Rumble Pikachu. I got Rumble Pikachu in an SGC 10 and I don't think I hardly spent anything on it. I don't know what somebody would pay for it today, but somebody might buy it. I remember buying a GMA slab from you years ago. You know, I had to send those SGC slabs up into the PSA vault and get them listed. That would probably be a great time to sell them. All right, there we go. And they're too expensive to host breaks on now. So here we have Mr. Shahir. Welcome, guys. It's the Wednesday stream. We're already more busy right now than we were yesterday night. Yesterday night was slow. I still hung out with you guys, though. Ooh. So we're starting out with the little Master Ball omelet. Okay. Let's start glazing PSA again. Well, listen to all these companies. TAG, CGC, PSA, BGS, SGC. A lot of companies there. You are? Put that up there. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not paying $143 per card. The only cards I would send a PSA at that price are like Mega Chase cards. That's it. Cards that are going to be worth like $2,000. Because PSA will upcharge you anyways if you try to send them like the old style, like, you know, 40 bucks, what we used to do. PSA will charge you for that anyways. They'll upcharge you on it. All right, so far, why'd we sleeve that Entei? I don't want to sleeve them. I don't want to sleeve these EXs anymore. They're too common. I don't think anyone even bothers grading them. I'll sleeve this guy. Government needs to step in because PSA is a monopoly. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. You have a lot of other grading options. Degree grading, GMA grading, right? SGC, not SGC, I'm sorry. Tag grading, CGC grading. CGC is what I was trying to say. CGC sounds like SGC. Ooh, Leafeon, all right. Already way better than Prismatic. Looking good, man. I bet you this grade's good, and I bet you it sells good, too. Yeah, I mean, you know, when you really think about it, you actually have tons of options. There's AGS grading. There's CARDconomist grading. There's PCCG or whatever, PCGS. I don't know what they're called. There's a lot of grading companies. You just really want PSA. You go, well, PSA is what I want. And I want BGS. And nobody even gets crazy over SGC. Like, we were just talking about how SGC sucks. So your second card is Magneton. All right, it couldn't be a perfect round. But, hey, maybe there will be another Master Ball. Told myself I'd stop when I get an Evolution. Nice job, man. I will sleeve up this. I think this Umbreon's nice. I don't think he's a junk card. He looks nice. Listen, man, I don't know about you, Shahir. I never stop. I never have a lot of cash on hand. I always buy Pokemon cards in the end. That's it for me. And you know what I do with all those Pokemon cards? I make videos out of them, and those videos make me more money. And then I use that money to buy more Pokemon. It's like a never-ending loop. It is. BGS is where you get the 9.5s back. Yeah. I get the upcharge, but why no downcharge when the card doesn't grade 10? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Well, they're probably going to argue something like, well, it was up to you not to overestimate the value of the insurance, right? But they don't allow you to underestimate the insurance. They're going to say something like that, to be honest. When it comes to insurance, no one's going to stop you from overinsuring anything. Oh, you overinsured this. Here's your money back. Here's the Hippopotas, or whatever it's called. Hippopotas? I don't remember his name. Here's the Magnetron and Totodile. So only one Master Ball? I think your second hit was like this dude. So I think sometimes this trainer card replaces a Master Ball. Why, thank you, Mr. Shahir. Pre-grade on Leafeon. Oh, yes, sir. I'm saluting right now. You ready? So. Boop, 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 boop. Execute. Oh. I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs when it comes to Pokemon cards. And I got some Mickey and I got some Mario too. You guys ever think about collecting Mickey, Mario? Oh my lord. Oh, it's perfect. So I believe this edge is ever so slightly thinner than the right edge. And that will disqualify it from Black Label. However, this is getting a 10 plus. This is getting like, let me just double check. Well, so it's also got ever so slightly a dot right up here on the edge. Right there, actually. Ever so slightly. Yeah. You could send this off to BGS. I'm going to give it leans toward a 10 plus. I'm going to give it a 10 just to be safe. All right, it leans toward a 10 plus though. That one's really good. Should have written that a little larger. Okay. Mr. is Pokey Rich. You know your net worth, question mark? I don't know. Probably like $1 million by now. I worked super hard, kind of like living in jail for 7 years. I never really left my home. I didn't go on any vacations, maybe like a slight weekend vacation every here and there. And then on average, I had about, what do you think, like 5 to 10 days off per year. Per year, 5 to 10 days off. That was it. And most of those days, and I'm not exaggerating, most of those days was just me and my wife fighting because I worked too much. That was it. If you don't spend good time together and have a good time, you get crabby and then you fight. So if we were ever in a bad fight, I would just take the night off. And then we would just keep fighting all night. And that was it. And so, yeah. So about, so if you're taking 5 to 10 days off a year, you might get into a fight with your spouse eventually because they never see you. And that becomes a problem. It really does. She didn't know it was going to be this way when she started dating me. I actually told her, I kind of hinted when we were dating, I told her, I'm a workaholic. I told her I loved working 12 to 14 hours at Coca-Cola. I told her I used to have 2 jobs, Target and Sears at the same time. That was like, so Target was always 8 hours and Sears would give you about 4 to 6 hours. So what was that? That was 12 to 14 hours already. So I told her that. I told her I used to work 2 jobs. I liked Coca-Cola's extreme hours. I told her I can work 12 hours like it's nothing. That's why I told her. 12 hours in a day is like nothing to me. We are. I would tell her those stories when we were in college together because I'd already done all those jobs and then quit them to go to college. We are. I've been here for 6 years. Really? I think the Logan Paul stream tomorrow will increase prices more. Well, I certainly don't think it's going to put the flames out. I don't think it's going to be like putting, a hot market into a ice cold shower. So yeah, I don't know about prices jumping. Maybe on the particular items he's showing off, like base set or whatever it is he's doing. But yeah, I wouldn't anticipate it cooling the market off. It's not going to have a cooling effect. All right, let's see what's next. We have Mr. Shahir. He spent for the Leafeon, and then he also says he'll BGS the Leafeon. Good choice. Yeah, I think I would be tempted by the same thing. All right. First edition base set box, and he's trying to peel a PSA 10 of the first Pokemon TCG card printed. Oh, yeah, that Pikachu. I looked that Pikachu up the other night. Super, super expensive. And I thought about buying one, and I was like, nah, he's ugly. I backed off. I said, nah, he's too ugly. It is. There are trends out there, you know, that you got to get in on, but I like to think for myself, I really am that way. I'm kind of a jerk. I'm pretty stubborn, and I don't like anyone influencing me. So I looked at him and I said, if Logan Paul didn't buy this card and make it expensive, would you have bought it? Not for that much. Not for $2,800 for a PSA 1. So I said, nah, pass. And that is what makes me smart, is the ability to do that. There we go. All right. Oh, yeah. Very good. This could be just the beginning. Not aiming for black label, just a pristine. I hope you get it. I'd love to see you get a pristine, man. It would have been a good investment 5 years ago. Pokemon. Let me put a date on this so I can track how long you've waited. 7/29/26. All right, so that will help me know how long you waited, because I don't want you to wait too long. BGS submissions take a while to put together. They really do. I better start working on the next one. The real problem is I don't want to just send your card out by itself. I want to send a couple of my own cards to take advantage of the shipping. And so now I got to, kind of scoot together some BGS worthy cards. Well, like maybe 1 in 150 cards are BGS worthy. It's really terrible. I was actually going through a box of hollows from the Sword and Shield era to try and find something to grade. They were all terrible. I remember before you even had a home. Well, yeah, we had the condo. I don't know if you're referring to the condo. I can wait a while. Don't feel pressured. TOG Raid Boss into house. The goal is to get a new BGS submission out about 1 month. So you're the first one in the new round, right? So the new round would probably go out on 8/29. That would be the goal. If it goes past that, then I'm behind. I'm falling behind. So we try to do it 1 month. We don't want you waiting longer than a month for handling. Here's Ivan Chiquilo. Hey, Mr. 10 Poke Shuffles. Hell yeah, dude. The Poke Shuffles. Here they are. Here they are. Da-da-da. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The bonus card. You get a bonus card if you buy 10. Did you know that's true with the live customs as well? If you buy 10, you get 1 free. It's true for all of them. Flygon right away. Whoa, look at you. All right, double hits right at the start. And that's what you're going to pull, double hits. All right, cool. Hisuian Samurott and Flygon. I'm betting that's a good round. Blech. Yum, 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 yum. So Flygon, Samurott. Flygon, Samurott. A lot of slabs in here. This would be the Samurott. $45. That's probably cheaper than a PSA 10. I probably priced it below a PSA 10 as part of my policy on those. And here is the Flygon. So you're at $75. Now this guy can be re-rolled for $25. This guy can be re-rolled for $40. So if you re-rolled both, your re-roll would be like, what is that? 25 and 40? 65? Is that right? So you could have a $65 re-roll. You could keep both of them, or you could re-roll one of them. Anything at all. You could lock them both up and say, hey, I win. Last night, Javier did that. He pulled a nice hair cross, and you know what he didn't do? He didn't re-roll. He said, let me keep it. And the temptation to re-roll is always there, because maybe you don't want hair cross. Maybe you want a chance at one of the Charizards. But it's like, one hair cross is better than 2 Charizards in the bush. Isn't that the term? Can I re-roll Samurott? Yes. All right, so Flygon is being kept, and Samurott is being re-rolled. Mr. Ivan. Twillo. Put this back over here. Toss that. So this guy shall be re-rolled for 40. He goes back in for 45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's like he just got restocked. And you shall remove 8 cards from the box. So 9 cards go in, 8 get removed. See, so every time somebody does a re-roll, they're actually making the box more cold. And so if a lot of rerolls occur, the rerolls get less and less lucky over time. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So there's 8. Let's mark this guy as 40. The box gets less and less lucky over time if you're re-rolling. 7, 8. No! Oof. All right, I'm sorry, man. That's 8 cold ones. There goes. That was Mr. Ivan. Thank you so much, Mr. Ivan. Here we have a Mr. Asmer. He says, for 1 re-0, 1 code Geass. Yes, code Geass. Whoa, don't fall. Team Rock is familiar with that. He knows a little bit about re-rolls. He knows a thing or two about re-rolls. He's had a couple of shots at those. Don't forget, Gym Challenge on the Marvel packs. Ooh, I kind of showed that only for a brief second. $30. All right. There. Do you remember if my Kimiko signature got sent to PSA before they shut down? Well, that should be in the, that should be in the Discord server. It is. You're asking a question where on whether your card was submitted, right? You're saying, did my card go to PSA? Well, you should be able to go into the Discord server, and all of the submitted cards are publicly listed. And so you would go through the public list looking for an Oscar Resendez. It's all alphabetically ordered. So you just check the O's, and if it's not there, then you would assume that it didn't get sent, right? Promote the Best Rivals break. Oh, it's close. 6 spots left. It's almost there, guys. It's real close. People get pretty sweaty over that because it's a big deal. Look what I did. Hello. Hey, what's up, Mr. Monster? What did you do? Did you become a member? Oh, you've been here for 15 months. Very good, man. All right. Code Geass and Re0. Good luck. Why buy out other grading companies then just shut down when the going gets tough? Well, it's not that the going's getting tough. The going getting tough suggests there's a problem. PSA is suffering from success. They have so many submissions that they have to raise prices. That's not quite the same as shutting down. Like, you can still grade with them. It costs $80 now, though. That's their base price. But again, by the time you paid for shipping and return shipping, it's more like $120. And then there's taxes. All right, here's a white little poofy hat girl. Very nice. All right. There we go. Toss this over here. Boop. Mr. Asmer, thank you so much. I'm going to go grab this. Ugh. Here we are. Okay. PSA's huge problem is they incentivize people to resubmit multiple times to get the proper grade. Yeah, basically what you just said is they're inconsistent. Ugh. I would have to agree with you on that. The inconsistency is a problem. All right, we're going to hit refresh. I think we're all caught up on orders. Very nice. Let's go ahead and rotate these. You ready? Here's Numel. Here's Kuromi. Here's Lord of the Rings checklist. Here's Charmander. And here is Lucario V-Star. Very nice. All right, give me a second here. Let's see. Boop, boop. All right. All right. Set that there. Put this Union Arena Full Metal Alchemist back. And let's see what we got left now. So we're all caught up on orders for the Wednesday stream and ready for more orders. Let's start talking about some of the things we actually have going on. So we have this jumbo pack break running again, a little bonus gasoline in there. So this jumbo pack break's a little different from the other ones. Notice how small it is, but cost-wise, it's not small. This one actually has really expensive packs in it this time. Look, so these are pricey. They're pricey as hell. And I'm just curious if people will still jump in it, or if people really prefer the big, you know, jolly looking jumbo packs with like, it's 50 cheaper ones. But yeah, look, Crimson's pricey, Ascended Heroes is pricey, Phantasmal pricey, Crown Zenith pricey. All expensive. This guy's kind of cheap, but it's still really good. Some Korean. I actually think these are great cards to open right now. Some serious big pulls in there. Chance of the Magic card. And then Hidden Fates Chinese. And a Final Fantasy pack 2, Opus 1. I'm still waiting for Street Fighter movie in October. Ooh, very nice. Placing that there. Oops. There we go. Not excited about Spider-Man. You're not excited about Spooderman? Here's Poopachu. Here's Kabutops. Here's Challenge for Frodo. For Frodo. There we are. We've got Inteleon, Dragapult, Wattrell. We're adding some new slabs back onto the table. We might have to do some price updates on those. But Zendaya, wait, is she in the Spider-Man? Okay, let's see. Grabbing this. All right. There we go. All right. So Bulbasaur, I'm going to go test him out and see how he's doing, all right? So the old maid cards. Okay, we're going to say old maid Bulbasaur. She's MJ. Let's see. Ooh, I think he's gone up. I'm trying to find the cheapest one though. So our price is $40, but he's actually $60 now. That's crazy, man. Wow. The old maid cards are pretty old. I don't know if you guys have paid much attention to them, but that's from 2019. Okay. There it goes. Here's Dragonite. Test out this Dragonite. Okay. PSA 10. Pokemon Go. Dragonite. 292. There we go. So he's about the same price. He's good. Now we have Pristine Ionis Wattrell. It's a 991, huh? None of the Pristine cards have sold. I feel like it's kind of a situation where a lot of people are unfamiliar with the Pristine cards and how hard they are to acquire. But I will lower this one to 180. All right. Here it is. Okay. Here's Dragapult. I wish she would have gotten Gwen Stacy last movie. Who, Zendaya? Here's PSA 10, Dragapult. If we don't cast Zendaya in every single movie, what are we doing? Oops, come on, man. Okay, this is 092. There we go. All right. So that's correct. And then finally the Inteleon, another Pristine card that hasn't changed. So this card has not sold. Maybe I should try listing the Pristines on eBay, actually. You guys think I should try doing that? We've been listing cards on eBay, and it's been really successful. Actually, that's something I could do. I got 2 labels to print. They cast her because she's hot, says Nicholas. See, I'm pretty sure that's rage bait. This guy's trying to rage bait me. All right, here we are. So we're going to go ahead and grab the Eddie Brock Venom. He's trying to trick me, guys. Kristen Dunst was the best MJ. I'm going to go ahead and print this. He knows how to trigger me. All right, we're going to hit print and print. All right, so this is for the Eddie Brock, and that should be over here somewhere. Let's see. Aha, that was really easy. Delivery update. Oh. The, what's it called? Riftbound? The Riftbound Vendetta is on the way. Cool, man. New set. Okay, that one's ready to ship. We'll be handing that off to Miss Alexis. Yes, Miss Alexis is coming in to do the shipping. Let's delete this. Let's delete this. And then let's grab this. Her and Timothée Chalamet are my two favorite actors. Hey! How much did that sold for? $585. Crazy, man. Do you have any stamped cards you're willing to let go of? At the right price, I guess. Anything could sell at the right price. Here we are. I'd write that into a book. Anything can sell at the right price. And then talk about like a calculation where you should go through with the sale if you believe the sale price is moving, the offer price is moving faster than the price of the general market. All right, let's see. Sort of like a concept that I understand after a lot of practice. So what do I mean? What do I mean? So if you bought a card from me today for $500, that would then pop up for sale, let's say on eBay for $400, well then I should accept your offer of $500, shouldn't I? It'd be silly not to. It is. So there's a price where you would get any card you wanted, but we have to determine what that is. Because the card you probably want is a card I don't truly want to sell. It's a card I'm wanting to hold. I don't want to lose it. I want to keep it. But there's a price where it would be stupid of me not to sell it. Do you see what I'm saying? Aha, here it is. This sold for $585 on eBay. $585. Wow, 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 wow. Crazy. I cannot stand Chalamet. I don't hate on Timothy. He's okay in my book. I don't know. I don't hate him. Hate's a strong word. I just didn't care for him in Dune. Here we go. He comes off as too much like, I don't know, he's like too feminine or something. Here we are. Like if I met him when I was growing up as a kid, I wouldn't have liked him. I'd have been like, ew. There's nothing wrong with being feminine. It's just, I don't know. Some guys are like that, right? That's all right. But do I believe him as the son of Arrakis or whatever his name was? Whatever his name is, the Duke of Arrakis. I don't remember how the movie goes. It's hard to like if you meet people like that in real life, it is hard to imagine them behaving that way. So I don't believe it when I see it. Oh yeah, he's super tough. You can't beat him in a knife battle. He's just too strong. He's tough, man. No, he's like 5'8" and spindly like a needle. It's like, dude, this guy could get kicked once and he'd fall over. He looks like somebody who drinks matcha in LA. He doesn't strike me as a leader. He doesn't strike me as super confident. He doesn't strike me as someone everyone would follow. So he gets cast in this really big role to play like this, you know, like Luke Skywalker or something like that. And it just doesn't fit. It just doesn't work. There are other roles he could fit really well. As an actor, I don't know if I believed he was really good at acting. I don't know what good acting is anymore. Look, this is a 5 out of 5. All right. Really did sell for $585. $100 over what you guys were offered. Crazy. Mr. thinks all leading actors need to look like Toji. I don't know what Toji is. It's just, again, think about his role in the movie. He's leading people. He's fighting tough guys who survive in the desert. These are tough guys, right? These are like warriors, right? So he's fighting them basically in hand-to-hand combat. He's outsmarting leaders. He's outsmarting the emperor. And he looks like he'd be a guy in band class or something, whatever they call that. He's somebody who probably played like, I don't know, like the jazz flute or something, right? Like where he's got his little uniform on. He's beating on the drums or something. He doesn't look like any of the things in the movie. So yeah, it's just hard to imagine, and to suggest that people are, they're strongly different from the way they appear. I don't really believe that. I do think people sort of become the thing that they look like over time, and so it is hard to imagine everyone looking at him and saying, "Yeah, we vote for this guy to be the super powerful leader." Like, no, they wouldn't. That would never happen, and he wouldn't have beaten that guy in a real sword fight or a knife fight. He'd have gotten his ass kicked. He would have gotten Goofy stomped really fast. My brothers and I did a lot of fighting. The bigger person wins just virtually every single time. He's really not a big person. He would get stomped so fast. All right, Mr. Asmer, one unleashed, one code Geass. You got it, man. One unleashed, one code Geass. What's unleashed? Let's go grab this code Geass. Here we are. One unleashed. What is he referring to? For me, some realism matters. I have to sort of believe the character. Riftbound Unleashed. You got it, man. Where am I keeping that? Found it. So many sets to memorize these days. Ta-da! He never should have played in Dune. Yeah. All right, there we go. Here we are. Very nice. He plays the skin flute. The skin flute. There we go. You keep forgetting the character can see the future. Yeah, that's true. Ready? All right. Okay. Here's... We'll jump to the end here. Ice Veil, Keeper of Masks, and Pike. You got Pike? Pike? You got me cracking up. I have you on, driving through my neighborhood. People laughing, hearing you. Here we are. That's funny. Woo. And... all right. Whoa, Leilouch. Another star Leilouch? You're killing it over here, man. You did really well. All right. Not bad at all. Doomsday and Dune coming out the same day. Oh, right. Is that like Dune 3? And it's supposed to be like a conclusion? But Dune goes on for many books. Doesn't he become like a space worm over time or some crazy thing like that? He becomes like a space worm. There we are. All right. He does the spice. The spice. There we are. Leilouch is my all-time favorite character, so I'm happy. Wow, dude. You did really good in that then. Pretty good snipes in there. All right. Very nice. Okay. Doomsday. Have you read Dune? No, I definitely have not. Does anyone read anymore? I mean, I guess some people probably still read. I used to read a lot when I was a kid, I guess. But back then, you didn't have TikTok, you didn't have YouTube, you didn't have Netflix. You had like PBS. So you did more reading back then. Now, people still sort of like, they like honor reading as like this better, higher noble cause or something. But it's like, man, we got movies now. We got any movie you want's on the internet now. Books are a bit antiquated. But so, when I was a kid, I didn't read Dune. I do remember seeing Dune. So when they announced that Dune was being made, I was like, oh yeah, I've seen that book at the library. Here's Jigglypuff. I knew it was like an older book. I knew it was in a similar category to like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. His name is pronounced Lalouche. Lalouche. I don't know how to say his name. Lalouche. The Dune books are very good. I hate to be that guy, but they blanked up the movies. Yeah. Well, I mean, they always do that, don't they? Because movies today, I feel like, I swear to God, they're just there not as a form of art. They're primarily a commercial good. And I think when they develop a commercial good like that, they go, all right, we need to satisfy the lowest common denominator. That's it. So they don't make movies for smart guys. They don't make movies for stinky philosopher types who smell their own farts. They don't make movies for, intellectuals, anything like that. Movies are generally made for the masses. And I think that they're asking themselves, what would a kid watch? What would a 15-year-old watch? So, I'm probably not their target demographic. They probably do not give a flip about me. wanting to have a good movie. They're going, okay, what will the Gen Z TikTok viewer want to see? You know what I mean? Well, I watch a lot of TikTok, and I still prefer the movies to be good, you know? But seriously, when I watch a movie, it's like, it's also corny, you know? Like that Interstellar, The Fourth Dimension, Power of Love. What the hell was that? It was so bad. Shockingly bad. And, yeah, I just, over time, just kind of fell out of watching them because I felt like there was no point. Lord of the Rings, 3 movies, Orc people walking, even the trees walked in that movie. Yeah, Lord of the Rings was fun. It had a special feeling to it. All right, I say we get something listed up on eBay now. How about it, guys? So maybe this Patrick Fishnets. I don't really believe you guys are about to buy this from me, so let's get some pictures going. All right, Dune movie sucks because it doesn't have enough Zendaya. Double Zendaya, triple Zendaya. If we could put Zendaya into every single role in every single show, finally, society might have enough Zendaya. Because I was just thinking to myself, man, this show doesn't have Zendaya in it, therefore, not very good. Triple Zendaya. All right. I'm going to create a little Zendaya worship room in my home where I've just got pictures of Zendaya everywhere. She's the best. She's so pretty. Oh my God. I hate what's happening here. The iPhone is changing the coloring of the, okay, let me try this. I may have to edit the picture here. Edit the warmth or whatever it's called. Contrast, brightness, saturation, warmth. All right. There it is. Okay. I had to do -70 to correct the photo. That's crazy. All right. So now it looks like the way your eyes perceive it rather than all red. I hate that the iPhone does that. That needs to be something you can turn off. I'm sorry, but Zendaya has the most frumpy, frowny face I've ever seen in my entire life. She really does just look like they were picking girls out based on, you know, who they thought was the correct demographic for political messaging, and it's just super annoying. Here we are. But who am I to speak on such things? I'm just a Pokemon opening chud with the 0 Riz. Let's jump over here to Phoebe. And we're going to go ahead and add Patrick to the internet. You should go watch The Odyssey. You're a man of culture, Kip. Let's see. When you have a daughter, you will understand the power of love. You think I'm having any daughters? Yeah, right, dude. Patrick's fishnets. No, I told Karis if we have a boy, we can then have a girl. Let's see. That's the thing about IVF. You get to choose the gender of your baby. I mean, the sex of your baby. Gender is something they choose later. We're going to say Topps Chrome. SpongeBob SquarePants 2025. All right, there we go. She's the perfect representation of the future people from the South Park episode. Oh, yeah. All right, we're going to hit continue. Look, I'm not afraid of, you know, the lead actress being like, you know, it is a minority, a black girl. None of that actually truly matters. What annoys me is, couldn't they have at least just picked a girl who's like hot or something? Like, why she got to be like the frumpiest frumpy person I've ever seen? She just has this permanent like scowl on her face. That's not acting. I can do that. Actually, I think I mostly do that. I mostly scowl myself. And I'm not in love with myself on that subject. I don't love the scowl. It's not something I aspire to. You don't have to aspire to stuff like that. Wait, let me clear this. Why is it not finding this? SquarePants. All right. You don't have to aspire to be like annoying, you know? I aspire to be Pokewealthy. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and choose a price for this. So we're going to go ahead and price this at, we're going to go ahead and price this at $240. Okay. And hit list item. There it goes. All right. Mr. Machine says, Karis, I dated a Karis a long time ago. There we are. Nice, dude. Was she hot? All right, I'm plug this in. I can see there's more orders in the queue, so we're going to get back to it. And this guy is up on eBay. Mr. Be Real, has Quip been gaining weight like the doctor said? No. No, Karis is very sexy and thin. And the doctor told her to gain weight, and she tries, and she can't do it. And she's been skinny the whole time I've known her, and I've always eaten about the same amount I've always eaten. So that's my problem, is I eat too much. And so this is why I'm convinced how much you eat is more like a baseline, like your brain sets the amount of food to eat, and then you can't really punch away from that too hard. You can try, you can struggle and try for a while, but the moment you feel relaxed again, you'll go right back to eating as much as your brain tells you to. Ooh. That's my theory, okay? That's my theory after living with my wife who just always stays skinny and I always eat a lot. I have a theory your biology just sort of sets how hungry you are, and that's it. And you can fight it, and it is really hard to win against your own biology. Here's Javier, 1 Marvel Magic, 5 of the Re-Zeros. All right. I have a Gold Star Pikachu I pulled as a kid. It's in decent condition, but most likely not a 10. Would you still grade it? Yeah, I'd still grade it. But keep in mind, don't grade it right now. Okay? Put it into a semi-rigid or a top loader, whatever you like. I like semi-rigids. I think they're better. So put your Gold Star Pikachu into one of these. See it? And then wait for PSA to lower their prices. Don't grade it while PSA's closed, okay? Okay, and 1 Marvel Magic. Let's grab that Marvel Magic. Here it is. It's Jeff Leon. All right. When you have a son, you will understand the power of brute force. Ah, man. My son's not going to be as good as me. I already know it. He's going to be some wimpy-ass kid. Daddy. I don't know what to do. You could be a man! Man, like deep in the pit of my stomach, I'm not expecting him to be as tough as I'd like him to be. I just know he won't be. It's like life's too easy now. Stop, I didn't order anything. What? What do you mean stop? Wow, this is an order from 11 hours ago. Well, okay, so I don't know why that happened. I clicked on the link, and it opened up a very old order. That's not good. Not worth IMAX? All right, well, that's too bad. Let's see what these next orders are. Maybe somebody actually ordered some of these, because we don't know what's in them yet. Let's see. We have Mr. Asmer. He ordered 1 Unleashed, 1 Dan, 1 Jujutsu Kaisen. All right. So we got some open packs there. If you were already thinking about opening any of those, we don't know what's inside of them yet. 1 Dan. Dan. Here's the Dan. Damn, I tried. Sorry, Javier. Your comments probably just showed up a little bit late. That's all. Yeah, it sucks, man. Speaking of which, let's see. Okay, so 1 Unleashed, 1 Dan, 1 Jujutsu Kaisen. Let's go grab that Jujutsu Kaisen. Let's see. Aha. I heard positive things, but I was hesitant. So do we have it all? Here it is. All right, all 3 packs. Let's snip it. Snipping this. And snipping this. Mister, make sure to constantly tell your son every day that he will never measure up to you. I'm probably going to do that. I'm probably going to be the distant, cold, disapproving father where I'm going to be like, Dad, I got a B in math. Only a B, huh? Wow. Didn't know you wanted to be a loser. Here's Galio. All right. I just know my personality came out of a lot of conflict. I came out of a really violent home, full of conflict, full of competition, and you can't easily recreate that environment. And I didn't even like it. It made me miserable. But it's weird though, because it made me super tough too later. Like I became a little tough guy, and that played out for the rest of my life. And then, yeah, everything from that point forward was a struggle for me. And you know, it's weird. It just, that's part of my success. Like there's no way around it. That's a significant part of my success later in life. Yes. And I'm just thinking about having a kid, and that kid's just like, here's a bowl of ice cream, here's TV, here's your video games. You can play them and not be in trouble for it. Man, he's going to turn into such a, like, he could be like a human dopamine machine or something like that. I'm concerned about that. And I don't even have a kid yet, and I'm concerned about it. Here we are. That's for you, Mr. Asmer. I would want a kid who has a sort of sharpness in him, you know, like sharp teeth, like a shark, right? Kid that's like, let's go chomp the heads off of everybody. We are. Very nice. Mr. and his Nepo baby. I'll buy the Magic Marble pack, no problem. We'll set that there. So we get these 5 packs of ReZero that I just accidentally opened. If you guys were contemplating buying them, they're right here. If nobody opens them, I get to keep them. And if a big signature comes out of there, it becomes mine. So I won't feel guilty about it, but there's a chance for that obviously here. And you can give it a test if you prefer to test it. All right, it's happened. I've gotten some pretty nice pulls from mistakes. Okay, next up we have a Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Would you like to buy back the Tag 10 and 1 Hot Live Custom? I might be open-minded to that. All right, 1 Live Custom. Don't take away his Nintendo 64. Are y'all pregnant? No, not yet, but we're doing IVF. And we'll, Karis will be, it's called a transfer, where an embryo is transferred into her, right? That'll occur in August sometime in August. I don't know the date. Ooh, one cold one. All right, so I'm going to make the trade with you for the dugong now. There you go. She could be pregnant very soon. I think the dugong's on the left side of the table. Okay. Now, but I came out of a lot of adversity, and it sort of made me who I was. It just makes you super tough. And I'm worried if I raise a kid and his life is pretty easy, I'm nervous about him just sort of coming out as sort of like, nah, I don't want to do that. That's hard work. I feel like that happens a lot. It's like, you're too nice to be mean to your kid, but if you're not mean to them, how are they ever going to learn how to be tough, you know? My experience also was sort of hammered into place by having so many siblings. You can't even recreate that environment. That's like, if Kirsten and I have like 1 or 2 kids, they're never going to know what that's like. It's a really important feeling, you know? Okay, so this has been returned. I'm just going to immediately put it back in the live custom. I know how tough that can be. It took me and my wife ages. Yeah, it's taken us a little while. Here we are. What will I do? I guess I'll just open Pokemon cards and not worry about it. Darn, man. Life's so hard over here. Let's see. I'll watch just because of you. Kip! Kip, you can't! It sucks! There you go. You know they lied about those ratings for the movie. They're definitely hiding and suppressing downvotes. There it is. Probably because they know the movie has to make like $700 million to break even. Here it is. I wouldn't be surprised if some of that money was just to suppress the downvotes a little bit. Oh, well, those aren't authentic. Those aren't authentic. They're fake, actually. They're not authentic. It is. There you are. I might watch it one day, probably for free on television, on some streaming service that I already own. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, here we are. Very good. Did Mr. get to go into the room with all the DVDs and magazines to make his deposit? That's right. I had a date with the little cup. Hey, baby, you and I are about to get to know each other. It was a blind date. She'd never even met me. It is? All right. Yeah, I told stories about that. That was a shocking experience. They do not make it comfortable. Let's see. So we have some open packs if you guys are interested in them. ReZero and a Superheroes Marvel. Dogma was the mad note. Let's see. Who has the job to go in that room and clean up afterwards? Obviously someone. So the IVF clinic is in a building with a couple other like medical sort of like offices. So it's kind of like a small office. You go in, there's a waiting room. Then you go through a door into like these sort of like thin hallways with little doctor rooms, right? And you take a turn. And then there's a lady and she stands at it like kind of like an open window, like a double door, a door that closes at the top and the bottom. And the upper part is open. And behind her is a bunch of equipment and computers. And she's kind of like maybe slightly cute. She's like maybe 30, 35 in that age range, just a normal girl. And you're going to hand off your, you know, cup of stuff to her. And it's just super weird. You're like, hey, she's going to be handling your stuff in like 2 seconds. So she's like the jizz expert or something like that. Anyway, she gives you a little brown baggie. And inside of the baggie is medical proof of who you are. You have to, every single time you have to fill out a little questionnaire that asks a bunch of very personal questions about jizzing. You go into this bathroom that's been converted into a sperm collection room. And it's so gross in every way. There's half the room is just the toilet and everything like normal. But then the other half has been converted into like, they got like these curtains up and there's like a half futon. It's like a mini futon. And then there's a little shelf with a lamp there and a basket full of like Playboys or whatever they are, which you know I'm not touching those because it's like, they gotta be sticky, right? There's just no way. There's no way those are not just covered magazines or guys who have been handling their junk and then flipping the pages. So why would anyone ever touch those? I mean, maybe if there was a note next to them that says every single time you come in here, the magazines are brand new, fresh. But even then, I still wouldn't believe it. And they weren't. Every time you go in there, it's the exact same magazines. So they don't change the magazines. You sit down on this futon, and all I can think immediately is how many asses have touched this futon? How many naked butts have sat right on this futon? You know, because there's no cameras in the room. You can do anything in there. You got the stone cold tiles under your feet. And then here's the worst part. You close the door, and at the bottom of the door is like this gap, like this thick. There's a gap on the bathroom door. And you can see people walking by. People walk by the whole time. Doctors, patients. You can hear the lady, the jizz collector lady. She's standing behind the curtain or whatever on the other side. It's just this thin hallway. So here's the lady, and here's the door right here. They're next to each other. Her, the door, and you're on the other side of that door with the date with the cup. And she's waiting for you. She's like, all right, here you go. And you start to think like, how fast am I supposed to go? Am I supposed to get this done really fast? Like, she's just tapping her foot. Boy, I hope he's jizzing in there. And then the worst part is you can hear everybody all around the hospital. So there's a waiting room, and it's not that far away from you. And you can hear moms and dads and kids playing, you know, because sometimes these girls who are having IVF, their parents come with them, and they'll bring like a toddler or something like that with them. You know what I mean? Like, they'll be like, it's like a family situation. And so you hear everything. You hear them talking about, okay, we're going to have this procedure for you and blah, 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 and this is going to hurt. And you can hear the kids screaming in the other room. And you're just supposed to go at it, aren't you? And you better not take 20 minutes because they don't have 20 minutes. They need you in and then out of there. You know, they don't say, okay, you got 30 minutes to get this done or something like this. Here, why don't you warm up? The worst part, you're just in some, you know, public bathroom with a half futon that you know is covered in it. And it's just awful. It's a terrible, terrible experience. I would rate it just about 0 out of 10. And that's how you just got to do it. You just got to do it. You better be able to do it. Because if you don't, you're not having babies. So, yeah, it's really weird. Very, very strange experience. He had to sober up. Don't you want to see who the centerfold was for 1983? Hey, TCC, I sent you $40 the other day. Do I still owe you extra? Right, that's right. So as I said, it was going to be $15 to forward it to Propstein. I actually contacted him on eBay on how to do it, and he said he wanted a special kind of shipping that costs an additional $4. It's signature confirmation. That's a $4 fee. So the total cost of shipping will be $19. That means you'll have $21 remaining. There you go. Good catch. So you have some money left over, and these are going off to Mr. Probstein. All right, there we go. This will get you arrested in most other places. Yeah, but not in the IVF clinic. In the IVF clinic, you're doing what you're told. And it was stressful. It wasn't great. All right, we have Mr. Asmer. He says he'll take for 1 OP10 and 1 Jujutsu. 1 Jujutsu. You got it, man. All right, I'll put this back over here. 1 Jujutsu. And 1 OP10. That was the experience. If you've never done it, now you know. Looking for OP10. Is this it? I think I found it. Ta-da! 1 OP10 Japanese. It's got to be Japanese. I can tell by the price. All right. Sure, you could do it in a medical building, but every time I do that in Walmart, I get arrested. Yeah, it is. All right. Good luck in there, Mr. Asmer. Let's see what we got. Anyways, after you're all done, you have a cup of your own making, right? A cup of the special sauce. And then you open that bathroom door after like washing your hands and everything, right? You open that bathroom door and you just hand this nurse your stuff. You're like, here you go. Like, what the fuck? That too is very strange. She's like, oh, good. Thanks. And she just does that all day. So you know for her, it's just another day. She doesn't care. But it's the weirdest thing ever. Like, here's a stranger, some girl probably in her 30s, not terrible looking, and you're just handing her a cup of your stuff. You're like, how would you like my jizz? Here it is. And then she's going to go poke around and, like, I don't know, like capture sperms or something, whatever she does. They grade them, actually. Do you know that? They grade them. They grade them for quality, and then they pick the ones they think are best. And then they mix them with the eggs that they think are best. Well, actually, they mix them with every single egg. So with the eggs, all of them are used. But with the sperm, they kind of pick and choose. There we go. Thank you so much. What else do we got? Just a bit of fun. I hate my new iPhone. All right. Now we have Mr. Javier. 1 magic and 2 lives. All right. 1 magic. Let's see what's in here. Maybe a lucky pack. We got Hulk Smash, Pet Avengers, Raft Security Officer, Baron Strucker, Hydra Overlord, Human Torch, Dismissive Denial, Wall Off, Bionic Blow. Ooh, Arnim Zola. Nice. Here's Mountain. Worlds Within Worlds. Ant-Man. Hawkeye. Force of Vigor. There you go. And Cloak and Dagger. Wow, cool, man. There we go. Here's the Force of Vigor. Very good. And here's the World Within World. Okay. Very nice. What'd you guys think of that? Did you think that sounded fun? Yes. All right. Good. I've actually been thinking a lot about potentially freezing my DNA, you know. Been thinking about doing that. I figure, you know, if I was going to do it, probably better to do it as young as possible. I think I still have your box here. We can add this to the outgoing box. I heard Magic banned the card White Protection because of racism. What? There we go. I'll place this back over here. Well, thank you, Mr. Javier. Now, we still have these guys. If you've been thinking about opening up the ReZeros, 5 packs available. If you guys don't open any of these, I'll end up opening them for myself. So those were opened by accident, but we still don't know what's inside of them. And you can make a purchase on them right now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. There it is. Code. Aha! Salamence T10. Is that the same exact Salamence you pulled before? It's going to be funny if it's the same exact one. Let's go grab them. Brett. Did anyone ever meet Jason Page? I hear conflicting opinions. Is he a cool dude? He seems like somebody who's really trying to cash in on his fame pretty hard. Which he legitimately has some fame, but he's cashing in on it so hard that it's turning people off. He shouldn't be too greedy. All right, here it is, Salamence. Ooh. Very nice. So it is, no way again, bruh. Yeah, he's in there. He's in there and you snatched him a second time. So this time if you re-roll him, it's 50. Which would just be like getting your money back. What are you thinking? It's not a problem because if you re-roll him, you just get 2 different spots. He's not a bad card, by the way. He's the actual Japanese card from Blue Sky Stream. That is a 5-year-old Salamence Hollow. You still have any of the high school DXD you had sitting around? Did I have high school DXD? Yeah, actually, there is a slab. And I think it's in the Pricey Slabs channel. And it's a high school DXD sexy booby card. Re-roll. All right, you got it. Re-rolling time, baby. 1, 2, and 3. He said, cash me outside, Salamence. Oops, wrong card. Hold on. All right, there we go. This goes back in. That goes, hold on, it's got to say 50 now. So next time he comes out, he's going to be 50. Now, ouch. All right, what do we get here? Maybe another lucky round. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Good luck in there. Here's a little mole popping out of the ground. And, oh, it looked like it wasn't a hit, but it was just a card I forgot to flip around. So you're doing fine, fine, fine. That was a good reroll. This time you've got the Raikou poker card. Okay, so give me a minute with it. Let's go find him. It says Raikou poker on it. Okay. Oh, it must be this one. 243 Raikou poker. Not bad. From a $100 card to a $150 card. What are we thinking here, Mr. Javier? This can also be re-rolled for $125. Imagine if you got royalties for that song. Would be set, most likely, probably made $5,000 one time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people got to make money. I appreciate that. Yeah, he probably aspires to be wealthy. I know someone who did the IVF stuff, and he also said the collection was super awkward and weird. I think he said he had to have his wife go in the room and help. You know what's weird? The doctor said that, like, I swear he said that, like, so they collected like 4 times from me. And he said that every time. He says, I don't care what it takes. That's what he says. He said, go in that room, get it done. I don't care what it takes. I don't care if you got to have her go in the room with you. That's what he kept saying. And I'm like, I'm good. If Cares had to go in the room with me to help me do that into a cup, it would be so much worse. It'd be so embarrassing. It'd be so weird. That'd be like 10 times worse. So everybody has their own way of doing things, I guess. I don't know. Keep it. All right. Congratulations, Javier. Doing pretty good over here with those. That'd be so awkward. Sorry, babe. I just can't get it up. That man is super into fertility, huh? Yeah, he is. No, he is actually. He's like, you can tell he's the real deal. He's insane about it. You have to do all these like video meetings with him before you even come into work. And he's got a major YouTube channel. He's like, I think he has like 500,000 followers on his YouTube channel because he's like one of the leading IVF doctors. And he gets really into it. He talks about it. He just blah, 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 blah. You know what he tends to talk about? He talks about like the cutting edge of it. He talks about what their latest things are. A lot of it is, it's kind of fascinating. You know, doctors don't just apply medicines. They're also constantly in a process of discovery. So doctors, they don't just like treat you. They're trying to figure out how humans work. And so he just, when he talks to us, he just goes off on these long tangents about what he's thinking about with fertility and all that. And he goes to like big conferences about, he goes to big conferences talking about, you know, like, here are my discoveries and here's what I've done. And the fertility doctors like trade information with each other. That's how it works apparently. So they all do experiments and then they trade information with each other on what worked and what didn't work. And they get into big arguments about what works and what doesn't work. So, you know, they talk strategy and they disagree sometimes on the proper way to treat people. And so he shares a lot of that with us when he's in those video conferences. And you can tell he's just completely obsessed with it. He talked one time about his new surgery tools he bought. And he's like, I could have bought a yacht, but I bought these surgery tools instead. And they're about the same price. That's what he was talking about. He's like, forget about the yacht. I want my surgery tools. Team Rocky Grunt said another spot in the Destined Rivals break and 4 hot Poke Shuffles. You got it. All right, so Mr. Team Rocky Grunt. IVF doctors are on a different level of smart. You know, I don't know if smart's the exact word I would use with him. Passionate, though, for sure. Passionate. You can tell he's this guy with a really strong obsession. And I think I'm a little bit obsessive sometimes, too. And that might be a good characteristic for becoming successful at something. Like, I often talk about speedrunners when I'm making analogies. What does make a speedrunner so fixated on being extremely good at one video game? Whatever that is, if you have that personality trait for working in like one field, you're going to go far. You just are. And I don't think everyone gets that level of fixation or obsession. And so they start to work on something and then they burn out. And the burnout's where you stop making money. If you don't experience burnout and instead you experience obsession, you're just going to get really good at something. Whatever it is you're fascinated with. It is. And so, you know, when people are looking to hire workers, you think that the thing that they would look at is like, oh, what's your degree? No, dude. Like, everyone's got a degree nowadays. And the degrees don't even mean anything sometimes. Like, what if I'm hiring somebody to do Pokemon card grading? Do you really think I care that you know algebra or that you know Shakespeare or that you know world history? I don't care. I want to know, will you be good with Pokemon cards? And so it's funny, a degree would not even help with the job. It would probably just mean you've got a lot of debt and expect to be paid a lot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're 14 out of 19. 5 spots remain on the Destined Rivals box break, everybody. So, yeah, I mean, everybody was kind of fed a lie for many years about having to go to college. And college is important for some jobs, like medicine. But there's so many good jobs out there where it's more about, can you do this job 7 days a week and not feel bored of it at the end of the week? Can you wake up and do this job like SpongeBob goes to work at the Krabby Patty at Mr. Krabs, what do they call it? I'm trying to remember, the Krusty Krab. There we go. So the way this guy wakes up to work at the Krusty Krab, is that how you wake up? If it is, I don't care if you know how to do the job. I want to hire you. I don't care if you're good at this. I'll show you how to be good at it. I'll teach you how to do the job. You don't need college, but you need to wake up like the way SpongeBob wakes up to go to the Krusty Krabs. That's a really clear indicator of a good worker, and a college degree is not a really good indicator anymore. But it is required for some very technical types of jobs, like medicine requires a lot of licensing. So, you know, of course you have to have it for that. Okay, 4 hot Poke Shuffles. You ready? Here goes. Ready? We're going to grab these Poke Shuffles. But so that doctor, he's super passionate, and it shows. I mean, every single time you talk to him, the passion shows, because he starts talking about stuff unrelated to you. 1, 2, 3, 4. No! All right, 4 cold ones. Sorry, man. Okay, that's the end of that Poke Shuffle round. There are no more orders in the queue. It looks like these are for me now. All right, so if I'm going to be the one to open these, I may also take the rest of this bag for myself. Let's find out. Well, I should have to make that choice. No, I won't do it that way. I tell you what. That's not a good idea. That's called searching. So I either get lucky or unlucky in here. All right, here we go. We've got a full art. That's not bad. Okay, we got a full art. Here's a hollow. A hollow. A hollow. A hollow. Here's another hollow. And last but not least, a hollow. All right, now the box is hot. Go get it, guys. I started working young, never finished school over high school, and I have good work experience. I started working in a humane society. Oh, that's cool, man. Society isn't there yet because my degree got me much higher pay starting and 2 promotions that required a degree in something, and my degree is generic. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I don't want to say that degrees are valueless, because that's just not true. But I will say this, some degrees are overpriced, and they can actually be really disastrous if you don't use them, you know. So it's not everyone ends up using their degree. And so imagine going like $80,000 into debt. Oh, this is also full art. I didn't catch that. That's an SR. Weird. So imagine going like, you go like $40,000 to $80,000 in debt on a degree that you don't even use, and no one warned you that that could happen. No one said, you know, what happens with you is you get a job at Starbucks, and now you're trapped in $80,000 of debt, and the debt's going up faster than you're paying it off, you know, because of interest. And it's like, whoops, there you go. Guess you shouldn't have done that. There we go. All degree does is tell business that you can show up at the same place for a long period of time. Yeah, and for me personally, I remember testing at college. If you're really good at testing, it meant you were really good at sort of like memorizing things. You were really good at showing up to the test on time, getting a good night rest. You were good at reading. So there was a certain level of discipline that you had if you got a good grade, basically. And maybe it can indicate intelligence too, right? Like someone who retains knowledge more easily. So there's certain value to that, right? Like if you had your degree, but you were a C student and all your subjects were really easy, I'd be like, ooh. But if the job was just picking up a rock and carrying it 10 feet and putting it back down, it still wouldn't matter. You know, so it depends on the job. Next up, Mr. Asmer says, for 1 re-0. Oh, now you want the re-0. I see how it is. All right. Good luck, man. Snipping this. Okay. Lucky for me, I was good at training dogs. All right. Well, you do pick up an SR. Very nice. No Siggy yet, though. Maybe there's a Siggy somewhere. Here's a hollow. Okay. Tossing that away. Let's see what we have over here. That's funny. Okay. Popping this in here. I think your job is something a lot of people would be jealous of. People like working with pets. They like working with animals. All right. Not me. I like it to be quiet. Maybe I would work with cats, but even cats can be kind of like meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Oh my god, look, Mom, it's a cat. Like, meow. Here's Cyndaquil. Here's Blasty Boy. Hey, that's pretty good. Here's Chainsaw Man. And here's Ekans Hiss. Well, those are some serious cards up on the table right there, guys. Why is he 600 and he's 400, I wonder? Almost seems like it should be the other way around. Like, Ekans is less popular than Meowth. I want to go on to music. Man, be prepared to make zero money in music, man. But that's what everyone says. So, you know, if you succeed, let me know. You know why music's probably just getting harder? Because now they don't even have to, you know, they don't even have to work hard on it. Now the people who own all the brands and the labels, they can just have a computer do it now, you know? So my theory on music is it's going to move further and further and further and further away from musical talent. And it's going to head more into branding. So you better be the coolest guy with the coolest hair. You better have a six-pack abs. You better have lips that kiss. You better have, you know, big tattoos. You better have squinty eyes or whatever it is girls like on men. I don't know what girls like, but you better have the look, man. You better be like a supermodel. Yeah, it's me. It's me, supermodel. Hey, girls. Because then they're just going to pair you up with, oh, you want to make the instruments. Oh, that's a different business. Okay. You want to make instruments. Well, I worked with guys who made instruments all the time. And I don't know if that's also a very high-paying job. I guess in theory it could be. Handmade guitars. Let me turn this down a little bit. So there were these guys called luthiers, and they specialize in making high-value guitars. Here's Andrew A. Martin, Sob Away the XY Zard, 220 red label. Red, oh, you're talking about this guy. All right, you got it. So that's Andrew Martin. There you go. Hey, what's up? I'm off work now. Hey, how's it going, man? All right, Andrew Martin. Let's see. Okay, we're going to say probably, oh, well, we're doing it this way now, aren't we? 7-29-26. That's the way we're doing it now. Charizard 025. And 220 minus 30, right? 190 remains. All right, it's all saved. Thank you very much. All right, my bags from Mr. arrived and my husband took all my Spider-Man cards. That's funny. Let's see. You did pretty good is what I remember. So, yeah, you did pretty good on your pulls. We got a whole nother box of that Impel Marvel Series 1, which after opening a lot of those recently, of course, we had to buy... Oh, let me take a look at this. We had to buy the Impel Series Marvel 1 set because it's so much better than 2 and 3. I think 2 and 3 are cheaper because they're not as good. It just comes down to that. Give me a second here. All right. Okay, there we go. Are we on a fresh box of Impel Series 1? I don't know if it's fresh. No, I think it's still the previous box, but it's pretty close to being over. Here it is. If you wish, I could mix it in with the fresh box and just get the fresh box started. All right. Now, what's next? Yes, if you do that, I will buy a couple. All right. Let's see. So this is what a fresh box looks like. Da-da-da. Ooh. There it is. So here's how it will work. I'll go ahead and mix the packs together and try not to know what's what, basically. That's what I'll do. Fingers crossed for Cyclops. It's the only one I don't have. Ugh. All right. Give me a minute. Why we got these jungle packs over here? Ooh, so many jungle packs. I'm gonna show this off to Musabot. Look at this, Mr. Musabot. Look at this. I bought these a long time ago. I show these off from time to time. Wow. They're so covered in dust. Let's see what I paid for all those. It might be saved. And this appears to be a single purchase. You ready? I saved those a long time ago. All right, so we're gonna scroll back. 2023. Here's me buying 4. Here's me buying 7. Oh, these are from the same guys. So this is 11, so it might be this guy right here. So let me add it together and then divide by that number. So it suggests these would have been purchased back in 2022. Divided by 11. So I didn't pay nothing for them. According to this, I did pay about $170 for those. $170 per pack is what I was buying them for back then. But let's compare that to today's price if I wanted to buy a pack. All right, so we're going to take a look at that, including, I guess, including taxes, right? So let's say I was to buy one of those. Oh, but not this one, because that looks like a scam. How about this one? Not this one either. That looks like a scam. You just never know who's scamming these days, man. All right, this one looks legit. Okay, are you ready? So if we hosted a break on this today, so I purchased each pack for $170 each. If I hosted a break on these today, it would be $118 per card in the pack. That's what we would be doing. Meaning, if I just sold like one of these, it would almost pay back the entire amount I spent on this whole group. That's crazy. It's truly insane. Pokemon investing has been just shocking. Just shocking. Of course, then the question becomes, why even open them? If they're so good, why open them? But we're going to keep opening them. I think it's a really fun thing that we're doing. All right, so here's Mr. showing me an old order. Why is it doing that? It did that earlier with Javier. I got to be careful with that. It showed me an old Javier order. All right, here it is, Miss Kayla Taylor. And she says she'll try 2 of the Marvel Impel series. 1, Cyclops Come Home. All right, 2 Cyclopses coming right up. All right. There we go. Very nice. Oh, yeah. Are you ready? I'm at the stage where I don't get any dopamine unless I open vintage packs. I mean, I do get dopamine from modern. You're just so lucky. How is she so lucky? You say your husband likes Spider-Man? Well, he's going to be pretty happy with this one. A Spider-Man Holo. Wow. Just right away. Wow, guys, check this out. And we don't even know if this came from the new or the old box because they got mixed in with each other. It is. Now, here's Cloak, Elektra, Spider-Man, and Doctor Doom. Are you guys seeing that? So it wasn't a mistake that we restocked this. The Doctor Doom movie's coming out, and there's a lot of excitement for that. All right, so there's one called Famous Battle, and Cyclops is featured prominently on that card. There's no way he's going to yoink that so quick. Yeah, he's going to yoink it, huh? So here's one where he's shooting the bad guy. That's kind of cool, right? Using his eyeballs. And then check this out, everybody. Say, Doc, did you ever work as a real doctor? No way. Who would go see a doctor with the name of Doom? Ah, very good. That's cool if you like both Spider-Man and Doctor Doom. All right, and then over here, Alpha Flight. All right. They probably think they're alpha males. Sinister Six. Here's the Venom card. Your husband might like that. Look at this, guys. Doctor Doom right there. Check this out. It's in our menu. $24 a pack. Impel Marvel Series 1. Look at this. So, look how clean the card is. That could probably grade 10. Now, I don't know about the centering, but the edges look phenomenal. All right, so we got some cool vintage 1990s Marvel cards, and you gotta consider it because yes, there's modern stuff, but when these grade 10, they go for hundreds of dollars themselves. Look how the artworks are like in the style of a comic book. Isn't that cool? Super neat. No, I got his wife, but not him. Here we are. Here's a Venom. All right, so you did not pull Cyclops this turn, but I'm just going to say you got a great return on these two packs. I would say you're up on these, pulling a beautiful Spider-Man effortlessly, and then you got two Doctor Doom cards. Wow. Man, guys, that's really impressive. Okay, today was your lucky day. And there's still time to pull Cyclops, you know, next week, the week after that. We are. Today, I don't know how deep your pockets run. You know, people have budgets. They're not allowed to just spend everything. Let me know the status on that rocket pack. Or I don't know, maybe let the booster box break going. I'm considering it. We have a lot of breaks, so you can enjoy any of it. Okay, Kayla Taylor has got a 7.26. There it is. Ooh. All right. Oh, now you tell us, says Mr. Andyman. What time is this? 5:57. Wow, the time flies, guys. Let me have a sip of my drink. So I'm here to advertise this new jumbo pack break. Look how small it looks. But this one's all about having expensive boosters inside, like Crown Zenith, Phantasmal Flames, Ascended Heroes, Sun and Moon era Crimson Invasion. This guy's fun. Opus 1, a little pricey. And these are just some of my favorite picks from what we have for sale. Look at this. So that is the new jumbo pack break. Jump in if you want to have some fun. These packs here can give you seriously huge hits. Here we are. You on tonight? Of course I'm on tonight. That's the one thing that's really consistent with the channel. We never really miss our streams. We're always here. Hard to do that. Takes a lot of consistency. Check it out. If you haven't opened any, we have this new Attack of the Vine. The chase card in Attack of the Vine is Winnie the Pooh, actually. So there's an enchanted rare card. That's their top rarity, called Winnie the Pooh. This guy right here. Look him up on eBay. He's selling for $1,000. $1,000 Winnie the Pooh chase card, everybody. Lorcana, Attack of the Vine. I'm trying to make people familiar with this set. And maybe we get some new guys, too. Maybe we get some Lorcana lovers in here. Here we are. All right. Lovely. Good. Iconic is more rare. Okay, there's a new rarity called Iconic that I didn't know about, apparently. Why is YouTube not giving me night notifications anymore? I don't know. Maybe it used to, and then you didn't respond to them, and then maybe you thought, well, he doesn't really want to watch it at night. It might be that way. It might be like trying to be smart. So I'll be handing off this shipping to Miss Alexis. There's quite a bit for her to do now. She's got some real work to do. We have a little bit of time left. Where's that free giveaway? We got this for first-time orderers, Charmander and Ghastly promo for free. Pretty cool. All right. We'll jump over here. Oh-ho! Who should go on here? Who placed the biggest order today? Did anyone play? I think Shahir did. Shahir's going on. All right. That's Booterman Hollow and a PSA 9 sold for $300. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I mean, Impel Marvel series, you're looking at just the Spider-Man 9. Take a look at all the cards. Like, if we look up Impel series Doctor Doom, I bet that's like $500 in a 10. Let's see. Even as a non-hollow, right? So we're going to say PSA 10, Doctor Doom. Ooh, Miss Alexis is here right now. So I may have to stop and go take care of the shipping, guys. Look at that, right on the nose, $500. So the card I showed you, if it does grade 10, it's going to, look at it, with 21 watchers. Oh, man, we should be opening this right now, guys. Maybe I should open a whole box for myself, grade all the best ones, send them off to, I don't know, CGC or something. Someone that'll grade them fast. Actually, might be good for SGC. Remember, we were trying to figure out what to send to SGC. Well, SGC may not be popular with Pokemon, but it might be a good fit for something like, I don't know, vintage Marvel cards. Might not be so bad. You going to watch Doomsday? Probably not. All right, so I'm going to go get the shipping from Miss. Actually, I mean, we could just wrap up here. Does anyone else want to place an order? You can send an order if you want, guys. I'm going to buy one more. All right, you send in for that. I'm going to start getting the shipping ready. I'll be back. We're not going to end. We're going to keep going. All right. Let me get this set up. Oof. Grab all this. Got a lot of stuff, actually. Okay. Grab this. Grab this. Almost done. Okay. All that shipping. All right, here we are. So let me respond to her now. All right, there we go. Let's see. There we go. Woo! I love Dr. Doom, so I will. All right. I think we were going to hand out spots in here, weren't we? Let's go over to the giveaways channel right now. We've got a giveaways channel in our Discord server. And I'm going to reset it. All right. And now in the Discord server, you can guess a number between 1 and 20 to get on this Umbreon giveaway slab. We're going to go check out this order here by Miss Kayla. All right, Kayla, I'm glad I bought more of these. They're turning out to be pretty good. One more Marvel Impale Series 1 to get my side piece. What? Your side piece, huh? Your fancy piece on the side, you say. All right. Yeah, I'm tempted to open some Impel Marvel Series 1 for myself and send them off to SGC or something. We wrapping up? You can place an order. We almost were wrapping up. Here's Moon Knight. Dagger. Spider-Man Presents Magneto. Why do you hate the X-Men so much? I don't know. I just find myself strangely attracted to them. That's a little magnetic humor there. Here's Famous Battles. Here's Loki. Famous Battles. Fantastic Four versus X-Men. The Sandman. He's made out of sand. Deathlock. Spider-Man again. Really nice. Avengers. The Punisher. And no Cyclops. I'm sorry. All right, no Cyclops on that round. That's too bad. That first round did have a Cyclops. But it wasn't like the primary card. It was like a battle card. There you go. You hate the X-Men? I don't hate the X-Men. Who hates the X-Men? There we go. All right. I like Gambit. I think I'm a bit like my mom. She didn't watch TVs or movies. I think I struggle with movies really bad. It is. Let's go see who pulls the spots in this giveaway. Only a couple people on the list. If you guys need to jump into Discord to make your guess, try this QR code to get in there. And then we're just going to keep doing the giveaways this way. They're going to keep getting hosted over there, okay? All right, it's landing on 16. Who has 16? Mr. JT. Oh, Mr. Mike Side has 15. Good job, Mr. Mike Side. So easy. Yeah, when there's no one in there, you're going to win. Okay, there's Mike Side. Landing on 3, Mr. Resendez. This is the easiest you guys have ever gotten onto this list. Almost no competition at all. Here's landing on 6. That goes to Nicholas Pacheco. Here you go, Nicholas. And number 15. Mr. I have 16. Question mark. Who does? Somebody had 16? Oh, Ziggy had 16. So I'll just put you on as well. All right, Mr. Ziggy. We're all done. Thank you, Mr. Ziggy. You'll take spot 15. All right, good. The last 5 spots will be handed out tonight in the late night stream, so don't miss it. So we got 5 more of those to hand out. It's like a treat. We hand out a treat. Maybe instead of a bunch of cheap slabs, we should hand out one really big slab that takes all month to hand out, like a $400 Pokemon card. Like, okay, so like we give out all these little cards, right? What if we just give away this Meowth or something, and the giveaway lasted all month long, and then at the end of the month, one person got the Meowth? Would that be interesting? We could do that. I think we could probably try that. Thanks, mister. And it's still not me. Were you, wait, did you make a guess in there? Remember, you got to make a guess in the Discord server, okay? You want to know how many people actually guessed? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you were in there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there was room for 20 people, but only 11 people guessed. That's like not even, that's just barely over half. Barely over half. One person over half. Ooh, we got to make this payout to somebody. I just realized this. Hold on. Poke Nostalgia Store. What is his name real fast? That is Emmanuel Martinez. I sent again. Nice. All right, so we'll keep going for you. Okay, so he is owed some money. Give me a second here. So it comes out to 663. Since he's cashing it out. We're going to zoom in here. Okay, 663. All right. Payout. And pay. There it goes. Is it working? There it is. We're going to say 0 on that. Manual zeroed out. Yeah, it's wigged. No, not wigged. You're funny. That's done. I don't know what this music is. Somehow it's slightly less annoying because I haven't heard this one as much. Here's another Kayla Taylor order. We also have Roki Hyun, a spot on the rocket, and a sublist too. Ooh, all right, sounds good. So we got 2 orders coming in. You ready? Let's go grab them. All right, so let me throw this box away here. There it goes. Now, bonus holograms, huh? Tossing that there. All right. We've got Captain America versus Wolverine, Aunt May, Daredevil versus Wolverine, Spidey-Man, Invisible Woman, The Amazing Spider-Man. Here's Power Man, Nomad, Iron Man, oops, Nightcrawler, Avengers, Atlantis Attacks. Darn, man, still no Cyclops. He must be, he's probably not even hard to pull, to be honest. It's probably just bad luck. All right, you got a lot of beautiful Marvel cards now, though. Put these back into their sleeve, nice and neat. How many spots are left on the Destined Rivals? I think it's just 5. Only 5 spots remain, 5 out of 19. So it's come a long way. All right, Rookie Hyun would like to jump into the expensive pack split. You got it. There it goes. All right. Expansive booster. Good. Look at that. So you're the first one in. And then I think you said you wanted to be in a gym break. Oh, wait. Oh, did you guys know about this Topps Chrome pack split? You probably did. Just showing that off. Let's go create a gym break. Gym break, $25. We got Mr. Key. And so you're just waiting for another gentleman to join. All right. Poop, well, I am spent. Too many Spider-Man cards. Mister, I sent payment. The for 25th celebration pack, but I'd like to put that instead toward a Destined Rivals box break. No problem. And you'd like to spend you'd like to send in $20 more. You can do that. So you send in that $20 difference, and I'll set these up. All right. Okay. And there we have it. Kihun row. Very good. Does it go over here in the Pokebox? We're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Wow, 16 out of 19. 3 spots remain. He says 2. Done and done. Yes. That's a big one. It's pretty close, everybody. And what time is it? 6:14. I think we're all done. Let's see. Ba-doo-ba-doo-be-doo. Doo-ba-doo-be-doo. Let's see, right here. Mm-hmm. There we go. All right. Mr. Clocked out at 79 hours. What do you mean 79 hours? There's only 24 hours in a day. 3 more spots. Bye, bye, bye. Nicholas Pacheco says he sent in a website order. Okay, so he has sent $20 in for 5 of the Gem Volume 5s. Okay, you ready? 2, 3, 4, 5. There it goes. Look at that. Let's start snipping. Good. Oops. Aha, reboot. Rookie numbers, Andy Man. Yeah, rookie numbers. Here's a cold one. Here's a cold one. Here's a cold one. Here's a reboot. Mr. Nicholas. There we go. Ooh. Let's see. We're going to go grab the Nicholas Pacheco box because you have a big, heavy box. Bleh. No Super Snipe in the Gem 5s. You know, the Gem 5s are pretty good, guys. There's a Captain Pikachu to pull out of there. There it goes. Thank you very much. We got to ship you someday, Mr. Nicholas. You got plenty. All right. Well, that is a lot. And now here's an order for Mr. Roki Hyun. I'm going to hit refresh. I'll add another spot on the box break. Oh, my lordy. Box break's about to go down, everybody. All right. I was doing 11.5 to 12 hours daily, but it's tough to get decent sleep. How much would international shipping cost for me? Oh, snap, you're international. Oh, my gosh. Well, if you want to start moving some of it over to you, like the slabs, for example, I would get started with an $80 shipment order. And what we'll do is we'll start parting that into 2-pound boxes. And we'll do our best to try and keep your declarations on the low side, but we have to be realistic about it too, okay? They open up the package and they start counting things. They may decide to declare them a lot higher, so we have to be careful with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Whoa. So this is going off. The Pokebox is going off. So it's probably about time. It's funny how everybody wants in when there's only 5 spots left, you know. It gets really, really, really tempting. Kind of like this Snorlax over here, by the way. This guy's 5 out of 10 spots. He's nearly complete. All right, well, it is 6:18. I think that's a good time to wrap up, everybody. Pokemon and Krispy Kreme Donuts are doing a collab. I saw that. Hit refresh. Okay, there's a payment from Jack Woodworth. Here you go, Jack. There it goes. Wrapping up. We certainly are. Okay, that's 18. Ta-da! All right, we'll click on this. All right. Last spot on the box break, so Mr. can't wrap up. Now, I'm probably going to wrap up, though. Let's see. Yeah, it's 6:20. We were live so long, you guys should have snapped in there. So one spot left is probably going to sell before the stream even begins for tonight. But I do think I'm going to stop there. That means you guys will want to join back in for the next stream, the late night stream. Okay, I'll see you guys there in tonight's late night stream. Oh no, too late. It's too late. We have to wrap up by 6 p.m. See you later, everybody. I'll see you for the late night stream.